AGDQ 2011.
Got 'em right out
Once
here.
I saw that one, then I started thinking like, oh, that's really cool. And then it kept happening.
Here we've actually found out where they're congregating and why. There was a queen bee in the middle of all that fray, and so they're waiting for Louis to come back. He's from Sexton Pest Control, so they want to get all the bees together, and then they'll try to spray them.
A lot of games are delayed for a lot of reasons. I don't think I've ever seen a game delayed by bees. That's B-E-E-S. Not in the bat either, but on the camera. They have swarmed right on the screen behind home plate, where the robo camera, the remote operated, is located, and you can see how many of them are there. They came out and took a look at that, probably trying to find a beekeeper to come and get those bees off there. Doesn't pose an immediate danger because it is up on the screen about a quarter of the way up. It is behind home plate, not near the fans, but that's a pretty good congregation of some honeymakers right there.
Yeah, and I'm sure Hank Coninger and Matt Weeder doing their respective catches tonight are going to say, hey, throw some ground balls, no pop-ups behind home plate.
What's going on out here in left field? Left fielder Mike Carp is looking out towards the wall, and he's brought the second base umpire Sean Camp with him. I'm not sure what's going on out that way.
I'm just running
Anybody
around.
know the number of an exterminator real quick? Yeah, there they are.
Now the question is, how do we get them out of here?
Oh yeah, hose.
Sure, get in the catcher's equipment bag. That would be great.
Somebody's glove is really becoming like a beehive.
Yeah, there's the spray.
Is this going to work?
Spray.
That's just going to get him angry. You know what? That's he drew the short straw. He's the one. Yeah,
he's a braver man than I am.
The sheriff's got money. Yeah. What's that supposed to do?
Where did he go to school? Georgia Tech?
Yes, he did.
Okay, good. Fire him off.
I wonder if this is working.
Oh.
You can only get them riled up.
God
That's
dang
the way I look at it.
This is
not
Carter
quite.
Capps. He was just called up with the injuries that occurred yesterday.
My elytra deployed and I flew into the minecart.
Let's check out his delivery, because I heard an interesting story. This is the guy, we'll know right away. Yep. An umpire in the minor leagues the other night called an illegal pitch. So it was an illegal pitch, and he said, why? He said, because your foot wasn't on the rubber. And he goes, and there was a debate and an argument. They didn't call it in the big leagues. He threw another pitch. The umpire said, illegal pitch. There's ball 2. And they actually had a discussion with the head of umpires in the minor leagues about, going forward, what was going to be called on
It's missing a piece.
Wow, he's way down there.
Wow. 0-2 pitch.
I didn't break the TNT.
Does the rule book not say, as he struck out Bethencourt, the pitcher's foot has to be
I
in
don't think
contact
so.
with the rubber at release of the baseball? It's almost impossible to do. But you're right, Joe. He's a good foot and a half, 2 feet off the rubber and jumping down the slope of the mound.
They were trying to say that there was something that it was like an amendment that you had to drag your toe. That if you kind of lunged off the bag and you dragged your back toe, then it was okay. But that he doesn't. He's actually almost jumping down the mound to shorten the distance. He was never that far down the mound. That guy's hand, that ball is still behind his right hip when he finally lands on the ground.
Moments, the fan base that I still run to at Starbucks or wherever, saying how special it was. That goes a long ways. They don't come up and say, they don't talk about the Cy Youngs, and they talk about the World Series. So what's that tell you? It's important to them too. So that's why it's so important to me. Well, they also talk about the dead pigeon too.
Gay water.
but they don't fall off.
Oh my god. You guys, are you serious about this?
These are ridiculous.
We are William Peter. We believe in living a life without compromise. It all started with the Hook, our flagship frame that can open beer bottles. We traveled the world and found the best manufacturers, the best materials, and the best lenses. We put it on Kickstarter, and everyone loved our sunglasses.
William Painter sunglasses. They're stylish, great. They're also very durable. Made out of titanium, they'll always break sunglasses. And these have, so far, stood the test of time. So, enjoy.
Now we're proud to introduce our newest model, the Empire. The perfect Clubmaster style sunglass. These frames are made with aerospace grade titanium. They're durable, light, and ready to handle any adventure you throw in. The Empire is rear weighted, so your frames won't fall off your face. Perfect fit, tough, and comfy as hell. Our black armor coating is the same stuff on drill bits, firearms, and F1 cannons. The unique coating ensures that your frames won't get scratched. Our lenses are the lightest in the world, impact resistant, scratch resistant, and next-gen polarized. Instead of applying a thin polarizing coating on top of the lens, William Painter's next-gen polarization integrates the polarizing layers into the lenses themselves. No more peeling tints. These puppies will last you a lifetime, guaranteed. Superior materials, uncompromising design.
29th, a couple years ago.
Hit hard to center field. Martin going back, still going back to the wall. Tie game.
Ball stuck.
It's stuck in the wall. And they'll place Dozier at second base.
He came inches away from hitting his first home run this year at Target Field.
Talk about an oddity. It wedged into the panels of the pad in center field.
You don't see that too often. You know, could have just hit another inch and bounced over the pad, but instead it stuck in the pad.
Tigers are looking at it. The Twins are looking at it. And I don't know. I thought the ball stuck in the grass beyond the wall. So it is a double for Dozier.
All the pads out there, of course, they have that divider right there.
So Turner at first, lefty looking right at him. And Soto with a high fly ball, deep left center. Inciarte checking his surroundings. And the ball is out of his glove into the glove of Duvall for the out. And Turner has to scream back to first to avoid the double play.
If that hit the wall, this is going to be weird, and I don't know what they're going to do. If that short hopped into Inciarte's glove, then we got a problem here, and I don't know where you put the runners.
All right, so we're getting word from the official score. I saw the umpire, Manny Gonzalez, kind of take his fingers and point them east-west. What they're saying is that Soto's going to be credited with a single, but he passed Turner on the base paths, and he's going to be called out as a result. And so Turner is back at first base because Soto passed him on the base paths. So it wasn't a catch. Right there, he's past him.
It was going to take a lot of offense to make up for the pitching.
Muncy with a high fly ball to center. Almora's back. Out of room. There it goes. Muncy to center field. And the Dodgers on the board once again with the long ball.
This is 16th of the year. Wow, he's actually trying to take Cubs down with a deflection.
They too have hit 119. Chris Colabello high and deep to left up near the catwalk. And that hit the catwalk. That will be a home run. That ball hit that catwalk, but it hit the center catwalk, and that ball is in play. If it hits the lower two, it's a home run. It hit the third one. And now they're having a discussion about that. And this is always a point of contention here at Tropicana Field. Now John Gibbons is out of the Blue Jays dugout. They're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
It hit. There are 4 rings here, basically. The lower ring is 1, 2, 3. It hit the third ring up. That high ring where you see the lights on the left side of your screen. That's the catwalk that it hit. It's in play if it comes down in fair territory.
And it's all you can get. You can see Butler has no idea where it is, and then recognizes that the ball is to his right and actually bounced off the wall and bounced away from him. Now that ball is in play, and Colabello not taking anything for granted. Hustles all the way to third base.
And they indicate that the call on the field will stand as Colabello ends up with a triple.
And a high fly ball down the left field line. That ball hits the speaker and comes down and is caught by Echeverria. Ball hit the speaker. That was connected to the B ring. And Echeverria stayed with it and made the catch.
Boy, how big of a play is that? Because we've seen stuff, you know, hit the catwalk, come back into play, bounce around for extra base hits. And Danny Echeverria, you see the baseball right there in front of the speaker, whack, and comes off of it, and Echeverria never loses sight of it, puts it away. Wow.
Braxton was diagnosed with choroid plexus carcinoma, a brain tumor.
And Bruce lifts one to left. Pretty well hit. Ortega, though, should have room, I think, near the wall, and he made the catch.
Oh. Or did it hit off the fence first? I think they're saying it's a grand slam. The third base umpire, Dan Bellino, said that he played the carom off the back fence, and it's a grand slam for Jay Bruce. Nice deke by Ortega, who had that ball land in his mitt somehow. But Bruce gets credit for his 7th home run. Let's watch. And a good call by Molino. It went off the M&M sign over the orange line. It is indeed a grand slam. And the Mets now have an 11-0 lead.
Ortega was shocked to find that ball in his glove. Trying to sell it as best he could. The umpires are going to have to go and check it out, I think. Or are they just going to let the call stand? I think they know that it's a grand slam, and I think Don Mattingly knows it's a grand slam.
The one guy that doesn't know is the guy on the phone. He needs to go back inside.
And you can see it, you can hear it. It went off the blue side. It is a grand slam, the 2nd of the season for Bruce, and the 7th of his major league career.
And it's lifted into left, going to be caught by Jay. How about that? You talk about lifting. That's right out of a cricket match.
This ball bounced. He hit it off the mound.
I thought it might have bounced, but they just showed us a side replay, and that bounced in front of home plate. How in the world?
Well, that's the first out. You see a little bit of everything.
Grounded to first. Moreland goes to second one. I don't know what Holiday was doing. Ellsbury is safe at first. Holiday's going to second, but he's out on the force. I guess Holiday thought that he was in a rundown, but Moreland did not step on first. He threw to second, so he's out on the force.
Well, he's definitely out, but how do you rule this? I mean, you can't assume a double play, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think he interfered with the first baseman making the catch.
He did.
I mean, he's running back to first, and he's a runner that doesn't exist anymore. He's been erased. This is going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Unless I don't get
he was out at second. There's no reason for him to be running back to first.
Well, he's thinking that Moreland stepped on the bag, so he's going to try to get a rundown or get back to the base, but obviously he's out right there. Now he's in the way of Moreland trying to make the play. It hits Ellsbury.
No, Farrell's got a beef. I believe that Moreland makes that play if he doesn't have two runners right there. One that didn't belong there. Let's see what they have.
Talk to John Farrell because they're not making any deliberate motion with a call.
I would think if they were going to call it a double play, they'd take that off and pump their fist. I think he said I'm protesting. I really believe the Yankees catch a break here. I think it was obvious interference by Holiday.
Caleb Joseph, before the game, got involved in some of this. He signed a fake autograph, congratulated the fans, did his Cal Ripken impersonation, and kept going all the way out to center field.
There you go.
Despite the seriousness, obviously, why this game's being played as it is in an empty ballpark, there has been some smiles here with some of the players. They come off, first baseman in particular, inside, throwing the ball into the stands as they normally would the fans. Adam Jones came out and bowed to the people out in the bullpen area.
And Beltre backing out, apparently thought that he had called the time that Bill Miller had given it to him. And Miller never came out from behind home plate. He stuck right there, and Michael threw a breaking ball for. Were called third strike. And Beltre and Bill Miller going at it pretty good. Ron Washington there, just to make sure it doesn't get too heated.
Adrian said I raised my hand and called timeout. If you call it late, the umpire does not have to give you timeout. That's the other side of it, and I'm sure that's what Bill Miller was saying.
Yeah, the hitter can't call a timeout himself anyway. He has to be granted timeout, like I'm saying, Tom.
Umpire has to say okay. Yeah, he called it late, and the umpire did not give him timeout.
1-1, lost his bat up into the extended netting, and it gets lodged there. How are we going to get that down, CJ?
I know I can tell you this. I'm not climbing up there to get it, and that bat is probably going to stay there for a while. I don't think we're going to have a game delay. I don't know if they make a ladder that big. And that is amazing.
Gosh,
and this
Queen,
is all
yeah.
because of the really good changeup that Kazmir threw. Fortunately, that netting comes out just far enough to catch that thing. It's an impressive toss.
I melted Swiss cheese onto Triscuit.
And that is new netting this season, installed at all Major League Baseball parks to go from the backstop to the home plate side of the dugout.
2-2 delivery.
It's like a mini wheat kind of thing. But it's a crack. It's got salt.
Second base, ball still rolling around, thinking about three. They got a chance all the way through, and he is out. A perfect one-hop throw as Trey Mancini had to chase it down, trying to get three, and ran out of his shoe in the process.
That flat tire, that's why he got thrown out. Take a look at his shoe. There it goes. It loses a little bit of traction.
Ryan, this whole problem could be solved if you just made the retaining wall out of obsidian.
Oh, it's definitely
that's certainly hampered his
Mhm.
ability to get to third base.
TNT duper
As you
blew up.
mentioned, Mancini bobbled the ball and left.
the-
To go to third. Blew out of time.
What happened?
I don't know. I
Left-hander's
kicked it off.
delivery,
I was
inside
kicking
out
the
swing,
ball off,
right
and I was
field
watching
down the
my YouTube
line,
video.
not particularly deep,
And
foul
then I
territory.
Fly over to the other side because it was done.
Lost it.
And that guy was like
Had
cramping
it lined
along
up,
'cause it was
Steve
the last
Pierce
one.
starting at first base, and then it disappeared on him.
It's like a,
Almost hit him.
That
If it
left,
disappeared,
barely
or somebody
flew.
in the stands might have called it, because he just stopped. He looked like he was all over it, had a pretty good bead right there, and then he just pulls back and lets it drop. And watch him look into the stands. Like,
Oh, man.
Wait, you were supposed. Oh, it was you.
Oh, my gosh.
goodness.
I may have said last year's draft, 2011. A little soft liner, and the bat goes flying right at Sogard and knocks him down after he makes the catch. I have never seen this before, where the bat winds up hitting the guy that takes the ball.
That's incredible. Good job by Sogard to focus on the baseball and make the play. Yeah, you see a lot of broken bats. You see them flying into the stands, but not too often do you see a guy out in the field get hit by it. Clipped him, sent him down.
Now, up until seeing Sogard make this play, Marty Feldman, the only guy I ever thought would make the play.
Now Jake Arrieta's got a pitch to Bryce Harper.
4-pitch walk. Harper walked for the 8th time by the Cubs. Bryce Harper, free pass again.
I mean, Cubs fans get a chance to see Bryce Harper play once a year, and they're probably thinking, wow, he's a really good walker. With the steal or a wild pitch here. There you go.
Oh my goodness, another one gets away. And here comes the runner, Ben Revere to third, and he comes home. But if the ball hit Bryce, it's a dead ball. Alert baseball by Ben Revere. They're going to send him back all the way to second base.
That was
the most exciting non-play of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Stop the presses. Bryce Harper is walked again. Wow. Bryce Harper is about to be walked for the 12th time in a 4-game series. Bryce Harper's on base percentage is going to be 500 before we know it. They're going to walk him again to load the bases and push the lead run to third. So now, 6 walks today to Harper and 13 in the series.
He said this is awesome. I can remember this game the rest of his life. He will. This may never happen again.
It thinks it could. It thinks it could.
The weekend, the Cubs were scared to death to pitch to Bryce Harper, but they parlayed it into a series win, and they're trying to make it a sweep.
Joe Madden totally taking Bryce Harper out of this game.
Fans behind home plate begging Bryce to swing at one of these.
Popped high in the air, playable. Hosmer still coming as Hosmer. It's over his head. Astros win. Hosmer kept looking for help, and by the time the ball dropped, the Astros won on a 20-foot pop-up that lands in their territory.
I don't even know what to say. I cannot believe that just happened. Help or no help, that play's got to be made. High pop-up, 78-degree launch angle on that one. And that's just a full head of steam from Eric Hosmer overrunning that. He's looking for help, but the catcher, A.J. Ellis, was nowhere to be found. He never left his spot behind home plate. He stood there in anticipation of Eric Hosmer making that play.
Ellis' first reaction was to point to Hosmer, and Fisher was easily across second.
Holy shit. things are rad. Nice and roomy, but they don't fall off.
Oh my God. You guys, are you serious about this?
These are ridiculous. Lava Lake.
We are William Painter. We believe in living a life without compromise. It all started with the Hook, our flagship frame that can open beer bottles. We traveled the world and found the best manufacturers, the best materials, and the best lenses. We put it on Kickstarter, and everyone loved our sunglasses.
William Painter sunglasses.
Already. Slider, curve, and changeup.
Pulled to the left side, and diving stop by Davis. Spikes it straight into the ground. Field base hit for Upton.
Pretty good play on that to even get to that baseball. You have to smile on that one after that throw. Real good range. That's taken David Concepcion to another level on that one. Try to bounce that on the turf, go across to dive it.
And Bowers tried to stay on the base and eventually fell. Margot was the last man to reach for the walk. The last Braves hit was
They're back up, taking the plate down.
That ball came off the screen and hit Ozzie in the head. The screen came back and plunk.
How's that one in the air? Guzman over, has room, and flat out drops it.
Guzman, he's usually pretty solid defensively, right?
That's what we were talking about, that he's out there for his defensive prowess. To me, he just didn't get to the wall. I mean, he was over there, but he kind of reached for it. You know, we're taught to find it, get there, and then catch it.
Of the 6 innings. And Carlos Gomez is hit by that pitch. How about that?
That was outstanding.
Here's another look. Well, he keeps it lively.
All the while, that was 95 in the
rim. That helmet just about to get the better of him.
That was impressive. This will happen from time to time. Carlos Gomez takes such a big swing.
The helmet come off on those big swings, but usually he can catch it. But he kept batting it forward.
If this goes too many pitches, they'll go get him. And with the off days, and that's going to be a base hit, with the off days, he's going to have an extra day off. That one gets past Gardner, but Granderson wasn't going to go. Now he does go, as Gardner really played hot potato out there, and Granderson makes it to third. That should be a double in an E7.
See the ball hit down the line, and every once in a while you get a bad break, it shoots down there, and the next thing you know, you can't pick it up, you can't grab it, you can't do anything. You just stick a fork in it.
That ball is belted by Lindor, and Billy, of course. When he had it, he had the ball. He just let the fans have it. And Kid took it out of his glove. Look at this. Billy's got it, and just goes up there and says, there you go. And then the big fella gave it to a Cleveland fan.
Oh, that hit the on-deck hitter. Gordon. Holy mackerel. Maven. Jeez Louise, did that hit him.
Dude, right off the end of the bat.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that way. He's all right. Boy, that's scary. Minding his own business, trying to get his timing, hits him right in the thigh. it like that? No. Close many times.
One of the exciting things about writing and teaching a sushi class is that I have skills.
Hey guys, my name is Matsumiyo, and today, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Star Wars Battlefront 2 is kind of great now. You guys may have remembered a couple of years ago when it first released that it was essentially ruined by loot boxes. Not only was the game incredibly grindy, but if you wanted to bypass said grind and get the best items, get the best abilities in the game so you could dominate everyone that you're going against, you had to buy loot boxes. And because obviously they are RNG, you would have to spend a ridiculous amount of money to get the actual setup that you were looking for. This really was one of the most blatant pay-to-win mechanics, at least in a $60 video game, and thankfully, gamers rallied against it and basically said that this is unacceptable. This is not what we want from our video games, and do better. Now, a lot of us, me included, assumed that DICE was going to move on to other projects, and they were just going to drop pretty much all support for Star Wars Battlefront 2 and count it as a loss. And while I'm assuming they don't have all hands on deck for this game, over the last couple of years, they've actually made a lot of vast improvements, and like I said at the start of today's video, it's actually a pretty solid experience. Not only are the pay-to-win loot boxes completely gone, they are still in there for cosmetic items, but if you want to enjoy the game for what it is, you don't have to spend any more other than that initial buy-in price, and the gameplay itself, while very casual, it's not going to be an ultra-competitive FPS experience by any stretch of the imagination. It really kind of embodies what you would expect from a Star Wars game, and it can be a lot of fun. The one thing that has been a very pleasant surprise to me is the amount of variety in not only the different classes that they've added on in, but also the new heroes and villains that they've introduced. Playing as Yoda, for example, has a completely different playstyle than someone like General Grievous. Yes, they are both using lightsabers, but if you assume that you can rush on in like Yoda, where you have a lot of mobility and you have great defensive capabilities to kind of force push people away when you get into a tight spot, you are probably going to be in for a rude awakening. And so you really need to know the strengths and weaknesses of all the different heroes and take advantage of it, or at least try to avoid their weaknesses to come out on top. And so that variety adds a lot of value to the game. On top of that, they've also introduced a lot of other subclasses. For example, there is the Commando Droid. Its special ability is that it essentially whips out a massive sword, and while you can't really go toe-to-toe with a lightsaber user, you're probably not going to be very successful there. If you do catch them by surprise when they're busy focusing on something else, you can do an incredible amount of damage, and if you're really lucky, even take them out. You have something like the Droideka, which they literally just introduced. Rolling around and then getting in someone's face and then blasting them away is incredibly satisfying. That playstyle, compared to an ARC Trooper, is completely different. And so just from a variety standpoint, there is just so much more to enjoy here. Now, one thing that admittedly is a bit disappointing to me is that I was really hoping that they were going to add in more weapon variety, at least for the 4 base classes. When Star Wars Battlefront 2 first came out, it didn't really have a lot of weapons to begin with. Each class only had 4, and nothing has changed since then. On top of that, if you actually do want to unlock some of the better weapons in the game, it requires an incredible amount of grind. And so even though there are only 4 for the Infiltrator, that last one is going to require 400 kills. It takes a while to do that. And that gets to my next point. There's a lot of grind here. Now, I realize that some people really enjoy this aspect about the game because it gives them a sense of progression, they feel like their character is getting stronger, but when you have to spend tens upon tens of hours just to be able to unlock the star cards that you want and then upgrade them so that they're actually powerful enough to actually make a difference in your game, it gets to be a bit much. On top of that, if you are new to the game, it puts you at a pretty significant disadvantage. Not only because everyone that you're going against has been playing since day one, they really understand the ins and outs of all the different mechanics, they really know what they're doing, but they also just simply have better star cards. Their abilities just do everything better than what you're doing, and so you're at a disadvantage in that respect as well. And so while it's not a deal breaker, because like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with the game, it was one thing that definitely stuck out to me after my first couple of hours. Another thing I've thoroughly enjoyed are the few new maps they've introduced. Now, granted, there aren't a ton of them, so don't get too excited there. But also the new Capital Supremacy game mode, which is probably the closest thing they've gotten to Conquest from the Battlefield franchise. It's laid out similar to a conquest map where you need to take a bunch of different points. The more that you have gives your team points, and by the end of it, you then get shuttled off to their other capital ship where you then need to try to take it out. It's kind of a tug-of-war system. Now, for me personally, this really just makes me want them to make Conquest a normal mode for this franchise. For some reason, DICE has tried to make this weird distinction between the Battlefield series and Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm not entirely certain why they've done that. Maybe because they want to separate their audience, maybe they just want to bring a different experience, but it really just seems like, at least for me, this mode embodies exactly what I'm looking for, and so far has been the most enjoyable. They've added on in some new vehicles. There is a tank that's a lot of fun to use, but if you play it on more of the linear maps, or some of them, they just don't seem like they're designed for vehicles. They're all narrow corridors. There's not really a lot of ways for you to maneuver, but as soon as it opens on up into a more conquest environment, that's where they really seem like they start to shine. And so while I do understand where DICE is coming from to some extent, if something works, it works. Don't try to fix something that isn't broken. Like, if you do really well with that game mode in your other video game, why not try to adapt it? Now, I might be the minority here. Maybe the vast majority of the player base doesn't want Star Wars Battlefront 2 to mirror more of what the Battlefield franchise is. But that was one thing that I really noticed while I was running around or rolling around in these vehicles, is that they're really cool. They add in more variety, which I think is a strength of the game, but it seems like many of the maps that have them, unless you are playing on Capital Supremacy, just feel way too limited and linear for these vehicles to actually get their full use. Now, one thing that is worth noting is that this is still a casual experience. If you're assuming that you can jump on in and with your skill and your accuracy, you're going to be able to take everyone out, you can to some extent. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still absolutely skill involved. You have your different abilities. Like, there are clearly better players in this, but there also are a lot of mechanics that do limit you and make it a more casual experience overall. For example, there's a lot of spread with your blasters. No matter what you do, you can tap fire, you can try to do whatever you can, there's going to be a lot of spread, and so you're just going to miss a lot of your shots because of that. You have to use the weapons in the right circumstances, but even when you do, there is a fair amount of RNG that's going to limit you. That's just something that you kind of have to expect and kind of have to live with. It's just what this game is all about. Where someone's skill comes from is using your abilities properly, the positioning on the map, and map knowledge. If you're able to manage all of those, you're going to rise above the competition and be much more successful. But even then, there is a limit because of the mechanics that they have in place. Probably the best aspect about the game, though, which really hasn't changed since the very beginning, is the pure Star Wars immersion. There really isn't anything else out there.
But I don't know what she's barking.
The visual fidelity is incredible. The Frostbite engine, even though it does have a lot of problems, apparently it's very hard for DICE to work with this engine. It looks incredible. The sights, the sounds, you've got the music in the background, having a legion of droidicas rolling through the map to reinforce an objective. There's nothing cooler than that. Like, it just looks amazing. You've got heroes and villains jumping around all over the place, dueling each other. You've got reinforcements.
The 2070
like,
Super is 584.
Incredible. Like, if you're someone who enjoys the Star Wars universe,
Super,
at least from a visual and a thematic standpoint, there really isn't anything else out there that is like this. And so I realize I'm kind of nerding out right now, but it really is cool just to experience those kinds of moments. All in all, though, if you can't tell, I have thoroughly enjoyed my return to Star Wars Battlefront 2. I fully expected DICE and EA to just drop all support for it because of its lackluster launch, but I'm happy to say that they've continually supported it since then, and while it's not a perfect experience, it's not flawless, it does have its problems, it's way more enjoyable than it was at release, and I highly recommend, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, to try it out. If you are worried about the player base and if there's enough people to actually find servers, don't worry too much. Especially if you play the more popular modes, you're going to get into a game really quickly. The smaller or the less popular ones, it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, if you want to play heroes versus villains, for example, it may take a couple of minutes for you to actually find a match. They do eventually fill up, but it can take some time. I can't speak for the console experience because I am only playing on PC. You guys will have to let me know down below what it's like on Xbox and PlayStation. But at least for the PC version, the player base does seem to be fairly healthy right now. And hopefully that doesn't change in the next couple of months. Yeah, guys, that is what it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about what we discussed in today's video. Have you returned to Battlefront 2 yourself? What has your experience been? Have you enjoyed it? Do you find it to be too grindy like I do to some extent? Let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah, guys, until next time, have a good one and take it easy.
They're not in stock on Newegg, but they're in stock on MineCraft. But they're like $70 cheaper on Newegg.
That's probably why.
$6.59 on MineCraft, and there's a $30. Luna's digging on the bed.
2 versus 2, and Liquid have the advantage. They're trying to bring it down to the 2 versus 1. If it's RPK that's dropped, they could be in serious trouble. That should do it. There we go. It's Team Liquid, and that's what it means to them. They've taken it in the 4th map. The favourites coming into the tournament have just unlocked the Intel Grand Slam. That's ESL 1 Cologne under their belt, and $1 million bonus.
Untouchable. 63 days. It's almost inconceivable. Team Liquid, through raw skill and will, are your ESL 1 Cologne 2019 champions!
Well, guys, I can hardly believe it, but that is it for ESL 1 Cologne for another year. The Cathedral of Counter-Strike has closed its doors, but not before crowning Team Liquid as the undisputed best team in the world. Now, the major that isn't a major had a ton of unforgettable moments, not the least of which was Liquid winning that Grand Slam. But we also got the rise of a French prodigy in Zaiwu, the rise of the Krieg, and the beginning of the end of tenure for a true legend.
I can't really get out the words that I'm feeling right now, but I'm just super happy to be here still. I'm just very happy that still people are supporting me, supporting NFP.
We've got the best of the group stage, the best of the playoffs, and of course that great grand final coming up. But first, the best funny moments and fails from ESL 1 Cologne 2019.
Come back around Flamey and Zeus. Zeus goes down, but gets back in with the AWP. Map point looking to be confirmed.
Oh no, Simple.
Nitro, oh, nearly got knifed. Simple, of course, trying to push it through.
A few moments later.
Matt, I think it's happening. The game that was on a silver platter, it was a done deal. It was the map for Na'Vi. It's going to overtime.
He taps on a Zeus pistol as well. He's in the open still. He's got another pistol. The knife does cost them, and Liquid take the game in overtime.
I mean, Simple just threw away the game for them. I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, he also knows that as well.
You're playing like fucking bitch.
Dude, I think he's lost his gun. I think he threw it off the edge. I genuinely think he's lost it. He's in spawn still.
He's just sniping. Oh, it's got stuck in the barrel. Is it?
Yes.
Is it inside that little...
He doesn't have no...
He literally has no gun. All right, Dupree's
we have to stick with Dupree, because surely he can't get anything done with this.
You little fuckers! I hate Baron!
And it's fallen apart. Nitro can't win this. It's going to be that point for NRG, and Liquid looks like they might just fall short.
Nitro might not be able to save either. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, he can save. He can save. They don't know he's here. Yeah, don't pull the trigger. Save the AWP. Oh, God, he's figured it out. Nitro with the no-scope.
Are we rushing in? Or are we going sneaky beaky like?
Oh, he's having a bit of fun. Gets one kill, but takes... Why is he doing that?
That's actually... Oh, no.
He's going beyond teabagging. He's gone into something that should have age restrictions on it.
That's actually like a problem. You should notify your school.
It will never be the same as someone speaking their native language. Just never.
But then, so how do you justify FaZe's successes that we were just talking about? The New York
Five guys
did have
kill everyone.
This guy called Nico used to shoot everyone in the head. Yeah. Guy called Guardian used to get an open shoot everyone. If there was anyone still alive, Rain used to shoot them all. Olaf Meister goes, is there anyone left over? I'll give a kick. Then Carrigan used to go, Well done.
You know? From inside of jungle, they've got great hold. And Guardian wins out the round after the timeout. That's much better. Yanko's pleased, wants a fist bump, may not get it. Going for it again, still not gonna get it. Might try and get it, doesn't get it. Oh,
It
Guardian stood him up.
We'll see the incendiaries exchange, the classic battle, and Carrigan twisted smoke. Oh.
Fuck was that? Here's the thing. Yeah, Device had the chance, JW had the chance. I thought if JW had been able to get the bomb, and hang on, this is not going to be live.
Why
this
does Newegg say the 2070 Super is SLI, but Money Express says it?
I have no clue. I haven't looked at any of the super stuff. Ow!
Did you die?
Oh, I stood up and I was stretching and then I hit my knee.
The wrong server, so we're just going to get things restarted.
Man, is that like some sort of Freudian slip?
Yeah, I think Olaf just forgot he was on phase.
Watch for plop.
Hey Ryan, are you running the thing right
now? I'm sure in Swedish it probably sounds really cool, but like in English
yeah,
it's like...
they dock.
Like it's like the sound poop makes when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
When a bird, like a pigeon, plop.
Is it?
I'm in the blast zone.
Let us know. And,
this was supposed to be a team that was on the rise. They've just signed the
no,
contracts.
I know.
Kind of
I
a
left.
bit of a false start on this one.
I came back and I saw them coming towards me. They were getting pretty close and I was like, oh shit, so I left.
Playoffs, minimum playoffs. So it just shows how that's where the teams like NIP, like Heroic, that's why they've been able to get their runs. They've been able to go all the way up there. And that's enough of that.
How could they? I think he's won them this round single-handedly. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Wait,
he's going to line up both.
He's going to have the star play here.
He needs to make sure he has the lineup, though. That's the hard part. Oh, no! Oh, no!
And Tarek, what are you going to do here? This defense is just getting overrun. Apex is already in the site. He's got to do this. He's got to do it all. The trigger discipline. He gets nothing. Nothing at all for Tarek, and nothing at all for NRG.
They're making it expensive, but I still can't see how we could win this.
He's going to try and get this gun and just leave. And
oh,
well,
no.
We've all been there. We've all felt that frustration.
Oh, that simple knife. That is something we won't forget for a long time. But now it's time to move on to the highlights. The best aces, the best clutches, the sickest plays, starting with the group stage.
He actually stays away, but if they bounce it off the wall, he could do damage. And look at all the HP returned. Oh, there's the orc grenade from Alex. 3 kills.
That wasn't a grenade, that was a nuclear bomb. He just absolutely destroyed the whole team.
I'm not going to give him that 14th round, it seems, with just the USPs coming through. Ooh. Oh, it's already in B. Asa. He's right there, though.
He's walking all the way through.
Oh,
They put smokes in just for him to make a wall run all that way through. That's such a cool strat.
Glaive right here. The pistols would do it. A pretty disgusting shot. And he's just jiggle peeking them out. Can he get this kill? Then that might just be it. They're trying to see if they get the defuse. Yeah, he tagged up both of them. It's another 1 versus 3. Surely this one they can win. They line up for him. He's going to get one. And he's going to follow it up. Unbelievable.
They have no reason to extend across. They want to take this map and get themselves in such a close position to get to the semi-finals. Instead, though, Forest, they both expose themselves at the exact same time. He rips his way through them. Just with a deagle and a dream.
Spawn, not going to happen. And Stewie left with an almost impossible task here. So much to do with 5 HP. Bomb down, but they do not have a kit, but they know he's low. That call comes in. What a shot that is. Oh my god, he knows he's off the bomb as well. He might do this. Electronic, he'll be tested. Stewie, does he go all the way around? With no kit, Matt, I think he's done enough. Even if he kills Stewie now, he won't have enough time in the 10-second defuse.
He saw his shoulder. This is amazing from Stewie.
That's
that shot on Flamey was unbelievable.
You're right.
He did that as fast as he had to. Had to be a headshot. 5 HP, nails it.
So his team starting to gather, and they're going to go towards Taco. This could be the meat grinder. There's the MP9. 2 kills come in, a third is there, and Taco runs out of ammo, but he switches to the deagle, looking for the anti-eco is, and there it is. Taco deals with it well. All 5 players fall.
We'll see how this pans out. No one coming in hall, so that's CZ not going to be put into play quite yet. But Boiler, oh, they line up for Sergey, and he gets a third. It's over. Shuts it down.
Oh my god.
Freiburg picking that one up. Alexa B not getting anything. It falls on to Alu to see what he can find, and it's 2 kills. He looks back. He can get the triple. There it is. 1v1. Alu can win this for Ents. Off the back of pistols. Bomb tapped again. The time's so low. Nado Safik surely falls here as Alu has won it. What a play from Alu.
Here we go. A triple. A nasty one of that.
Oh, is it though?
How does Nitro see that?
I don't know. Oh, we do. Brilliant. Nice work, guys.
He's actually looking there. He's actually straight up checking it.
I can't see it in the slow motion.
I can barely see it.
I didn't see it.
Well, it is on the clutch minister himself. Sip. 20
What
seconds, and he's
kind?
creeping around. They're going to pick up the bomb really close to him. I'm actually now a little bit scared. JW on the other side. If he misses a shot, that's the bomb that's going to go down. Sip is waiting for it. He could shoot under the train, but he's going to go for it. Now running out. Is he going to be able to catch him? He's waiting for it, and instead of overextending, he's going to see if he can flash his way into this one. He knows that Twist must be down there. Oh, the jump. And
No.
it's almost it. He gets the shot on JW. I can't believe he's still alive now. Up on top, hunting him down. And the Molotov burning him away. Sip now in a one-on-one. Down on the bomb, and he's going to tap it and just hold it down. He's gambling on it. He's holding it all the way. Twist, he's going to be so... Oh, God, he's too late. 1 versus 3. Look at that cheeky little smile.
So Zeus got
Server's lagging so badly, I shot an arrow and I hit myself.
So well.
It's so crisp from Flamey. He's just playing aimbots as they walk down. The heat has been turned up by the young man.
They got the good start that they want. They just have to convert the pistol win. If they can't do that, that's what they can step right back up. And look at that. Tizian lines up two. Taku and Cold Terror finished off. Another one for Tizian. There's the quad kill. This is absolutely insane. Taps and follows it up. And Big just dismantle MIPR.
To that position, you can't escape, so he's got to be very careful. Nitro, meanwhile, knows that they are heading back over toward the tunnels instead. He'll find 2, including the bomb, realize that they're up close, find a 3rd, switch to the pistol for a lovely 4th, another 4K for him.
Yeah.
For Electronic, they're trying to buy him some space. Kerrigan is still back there. Shot on the op, he has to reset, and he does. Electronic wasn't fast enough, and oh my goodness, Kerrigan, we talked about the op potential. There it is. That's why he's so good, as he gets the ace as well.
He gets the ace. That is such a big play from him.
Grim's holding the cross though. Alex should fall here. Oh, what a shot from Alex. Headshot connects and Grims is on the floor. Kill comes back in from Twist on the other side of the map, but Alex certainly making the plays. Must be going slow for Alex at this point. There's the headshot onto Twist. This would be incredible. The quad kill clutch coming right through as Exist will stand on the bomb site. Alex has a great angle to deal with this. The bomb is planted for him. There's the tap. It's a fake though. Alex peeks, realizes he's off the bomb, and he's playing it well. Alex makes the clutch happen, and Vitality will head into the lead. 3 kills to Broland, and Zai will eventually drop him on the floor, but it has to be the 1v4 clutch from Zywoo. Nid comes in, barely enough health to survive here on Broland, but Zywoo wants to kill. There's the headshot, pulls it back. There's the open. Zywoo's got the triple. Crims is the last man standing, and there's time for the defuse. Zywoo wants to smoke the bomb. If you're Crims, you have to be scared, and Zywoo wins it. That is unbelievable from the young Frenchman, as Team Vitality will get a 16th.
Well, you've waited this long, and here it is. The resurgence of French CS, the coronation of Team Liquid. The best from the playoffs and the grand finals of the major that isn't a major.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. NRG and Vitality, the first quarter-final here of ESL 1 Cologne. I can't wait to get this game underway. Yeah, they need a hero performance out of Apex right now, otherwise this is going to be another bomb side loss for them. He's so flashed, and Cyber going to be there to try and pick it up, does get the second kill, and somehow turns it. Oh, he's get one more headshot to take down Stanislaw, and finally Circus going to be there. 14 seconds left behind the pillar waiting. He's going to be so quick. That's the quad kill. Cyber saving them. Good double kill for him, and now it's all on Cyber here. 14 seconds left. Oh no, the bomb plant. It might be right in front. So, oh my God! He lines it up and shuts it down! And now we just need to wait. They can't plant the bomb anymore. Terry, there's no time. Oh, he does get it! And Cyber is back for more. Looking for him. Already with the triple. Just needs one more click of that scope, and Tarek is hiding behind Tetris. Cyber knows. Back-to-back quad kills. Winning it for Vitality. You've never seen anything like it.
Your defending champions of ESL 1 Cologne are present. Admittedly, the quarterfinals, and such a monster of a marathon is ahead of them if they want to go ahead and defend that title truly.
The time running low. There's the scout. It looks like NIP are actually going to take this round. 3 versus 1. Time is just not there for Electronic, but the frag is. Can he even get the bomb down at this point? Yes, 5 seconds, but he's going to try and bait it out. Now he can plant. He can still get it down. He can still get it down. 1 versus 1. Rez, he didn't push, and now Electronic has the advantage.
He saw his head. He saw him. He knows he's there. He goes back up on the bomb. That is as close to clutch as you'll ever see. He just barely got that plant off.
Push this.
Oh, that is risky with the stack. I think he thought they were further down. I think he was
no,
the dummy. And Simple through the smoke point. Plopsky as well. He's just going to watch towards CT with the AWP. Smoke from his teammate. He gets through. Force doesn't know he's there. That is just so smart. It's not the end of the world. He only had 3 on entry. Boost up late on Flower Pots. They're looking that direction. Flamey gets one more, but now it's Get Right's time to come alive. Yes! He's done it so many times. It might be the last, but he's going to go in style as he gets electronic as well and an ace. But Get Right jumped. I don't think he spotted Boomich. I don't think they know exactly where he is at all. And Boomich is going to walk back out, take him down, and he goes back into the same position. It's too far gone. Rez runs it in, but Boomich says, boom, bitch, because this bomb's going to go off. To do 37 HP. And time's run out. Now they are in to the semifinal versus Liquid 2 over NIP.
I played this game for 20 years. Lived and breathed this game for such a long time. It means the world to me just be standing here. I can't really get out the words that I'm feeling right now, but I'm just super happy to be here still. I didn't know this would be so painful for me, but I'm just very happy that still people are supporting me, supporting NIP. And
the first time these 2 top 10 teams meet is in the semi-finals of the Lanxess Arena ESL 1 Cologne.
Turn around. There's only one player. It's RPK. He's not watching that. Oh, this backstab. This is set up beautifully. Device doesn't even need to fight. Glaive, he's going to get it. He's going to spray down all 3. There is someone inside cave. Zipmix is watching for a flank, but Device might just go down for free. Yes, it was a bit of a struggle. But that has got to be head-scratching for Astralis. Why is he there at this moment, and how do you deal with it? Apex is going to get another, and now he can retreat. It's a retreating battle, but oh, he goes back for more. Apex, he's not going to stop.
They're going to try and see if they can pull back. This is a very smart play for Astralis.
Oh, he's going to catch him.
Oh,
he's going to catch him.
No! They line up, and RPK will shut them down. A triple, and suddenly it's in his favor. Sip is right behind him. I don't know if RPK knows that, but he's very low on health as well. Sip is going to have to make a little bit of noise, and now he is. RPK coming out. He clutches it. He wins it. 1 versus 3, and a quad kill.
They rushed it.
They do have a 3-man stack on this side. Device just had a really rough game. Flashed. He's going to get that shot, and that has to feel a little bit going out middle of the air to take down Alex, and now they're pushing. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He takes every single one from nothing to the AWP ace.
He's telling Zywoo, I was here all year as one of the best offers in the world, and I can deliver just as good. And look at this shot. They line up for him. It's so unlikely, but it's beautiful, and all 5 kills.
So close for Vitality, but they cannot win it now.
No, yes, again. He
got
it.
It shouldn't be possible, but somehow they get the bomb plant. Dupree, all he needs is a single bullet, but RPK will win the fight. It can't be real.
Let's jump in. Team Liquid versus Na'Vi. That first game, I think it's given the Na'Vi the belief, completely founded belief that they can win this, they can beat this team.
By design. Stewie is going to move up close range with UP. Not sure he's electronic, but he absolutely knew he was there. There's only one, and they all come back. They all have range. They all have the bomb in front of them. But the shots are coming in for Liquid. Suddenly it goes down to just Boomich. Even Simple couldn't surprise by swinging back out. Low HP on the last remaining player, and Boomich gets them both.
Here's the shot from Flamey. Oh, God. That is spectacular. Oh my goodness, maybe that's even better. To kick things off is Stewie 2K through the door, takes down the sniper, and Simple hits the deck. And the scout pick, we've got to see that through the doors. And if he just straight up wallbanged them and didn't even show face, that is such an amazing move from Stewie 2K. I agree, Moses. Sub-pitch. They're trying to capitalize with this force fight. Remember, they've got every dollar in this round.
And they know that they're going to slow things down because of it. Twist! Boomich has gone behind the car. Zeus wants back out. Flamey, he hits Nap, but Twist got him back. Twist with the deagle. He's got Zeus, and it's electronic forced to go into suicide to grab the bomb, and it is a suicidal move indeed because up close is Elise, and he capitalizes.
I've never seen anything like it. Twist with the Desert Eagle from hell there.
So Nitro's pretty much flying solo at this point. Stewie's already rotating back. Twist is still at the bottom of the stairs for a fast flank, but they remain a man down. And 31 seconds. Nitro changes that with the first and the second. Looking solid on the up. He gets a third, looking for the fourth. Doesn't even matter at this point. Stewie's on it. Nitro's got map point. What a round on the AWP.
Team Liquid on one side of the stage and Team Vitality on the other. An arena full of 15,000 passionate esports fans, and they know it's time for the grand final.
Max comes out to finish the job. Can't do it as easily as he'd hoped. Twist even gets one at range. Down to just two. How does Twist find the second? ZywOo. He peeked out. AK available. He's going to grab it on the run. And he's got the bomb. He's got armor. This is a straight 1-on-2, but Alex is close. Twist! He baits him out somehow. A third. Twist was part of the reason the finals didn't go their way last year. He didn't show up on the big stage. He's turned this. He has the gun. He's using the deagle. He's got confidence in his name, and he sees
Hit him with the joke up.
And Twist shows us all that maple syrup is just another form of liquid. We'll find ZywOo. Watch the push through. Nitro. Okay, did he catch Apex? He did.
I don't know.
Alex is still there, though. And Nap, it's good nights. Nitro does not want to re-ping too soon. Nap at the car. Good response from Apex. Another step further. He might not have had the angle. RBK last alive, but the low HP. This guy is owning Dust 2. It belongs to him, and so does the round for Vitality. Back out again, and ZywOo to get the bomb back. Again, we said double overtime isn't out of possibility. Isn't unbelievably impossible, but it might be with ZywOo finally hitting shots like that as he steps back into the door. And he won't plant. There's no rush. Slow it down as Nap walks out. ZywOo confirms the second map for Vitality. Manages to read that and catch out Alex without losing HP, continuing to try and find more ground, continuing to try and find kills from in the flames. You can burn the man alive, but he's burnt the round to a crisp as ZywOo has to shine through in a 1-on-2. He's got the first, he's got the second. ZywOo's a god. He is above anything Ashes can create.
He goes through and goes down. That's going to be a nightmare. As the bomb tries to go down, it's a little bit late on the plant.
Oh my goodness! My God! It's the only way!
Still, what a shot it was, and they get the bomb down there. Fair play, Elise. Don't know how he does that, but still very impressive all the same. Apex.
Link connector, ZywOo with a flash. That's their best hope.
Oh, no.
And Stewie's been caught, but Nitro's there. They didn't get Stewie. How did Stewie get away on 14? It's one thing for Nitro to trade. It's another to save his friend, his teammate, and get the round all at once. A chance to clutch. Low HP for both players remaining, but he himself sits on 56, and the time suggests they're waiting for the rotation, which means they're waiting for the split. And Elige has to play this to perfection. Smoke on his right, tap on the bomb, spray through, 8 HP, and Alex is forced to move, forced to get away, and the smoke's still down. Elige knows he's nowhere else. He has to be there. He is so smart. He clears everything. 3 steps ahead, and he gets championship point for Liquid.
Well, guys, that is it for the best of ESL One Cologne. I can't believe we have to wait another year to experience the magic of the major that isn't a major. But you don't have to wait another year to experience the magical content that the Score Esports produces each and every single week. So hit that sub button, hit the like button, let us know in the comments below what you want to see us
Go ahead and
cover
have
next.
one.
And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring that notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit up our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages.
Lumina 1337, take it away.
All right.
All right, are we live? We're good?
Oh,
Savannah.
We got a Savannah. All right, so what I was going to do is I was going to reset for a Savannah or a desert because Savannahs and deserts are really, really good for this category. So we just got one. So I guess we're ready on time already.
Yeah, we were not prepared to start this quickly.
I don't know if that showed on stream, but yeah, we got a Savannah. So 3, 2, 1, go. I guess you could explain like the category, like.
Well, how about we introduce ourselves?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, so I'm Geosquare. I suppose I'm Admiral Stapler, but everyone here is going to call me Matthew anyway.
I am Blue Crystal, and our runner here is Illumina.
Yes, I'm a random C glitchless, so this category, I guess I'll say that MineCraft has been run at GDQ a couple times before, and this category is much different. Do you guys want to explain? how different it is?
Yeah, so I think in the past we did a glitched all achievements run was what was done.
Yeah.
And I think Bismuth did a set seed glitched run back in the early days of GDQ.
Yeah.
This category is different, first of all, because both the previous runs were set seed.
Oh, wow, I got iron.
This is going really well. All right, so this is a random seed run, so Illumina has never seen this world.
The chunk stopped loading, and I don't know where I am. Oh! I know where I am. I'm by the mob farm. Or not the mob farm, the villager thing.
Happening a couple of years, like, oh, this is an annual thing, okay.
It was completely randomly selected. So a lot of this run will be improvisation, and even though it's very random, you can still get very consistent.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna kill some cows because we're gonna need lots of food because one of the fastest ways to move in this game is sprint jumping. But the problem with sprint jumping is that it takes a lot of like food. Like it really like drains your food really quickly. So we're gonna have to get lots of food. Yeah, and I guess I'll cook this iron. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and he's kind of speeding through it, but he wants some basic materials pretty early on, like wood, which is used for a lot of stuff in crafting. And he wants iron too. Iron is really important for the run. He needs at least 6 of it, which I believe he has.
Yeah, he has.
And he's going to make, we'll see them later, but he's going to make a bucket, a flint and steel, and shears, which are all going to be incredibly helpful.
So I'm gonna, I need gravel, so there's a 10% chance that when you mine gravel, flint drops, and I need the flint for arrows later, and I need a flint and steel. So right now I'm looking for gravel. Hopefully I can find some.
Yeah, gravel appears near water most commonly.
Usually they're near water, but I don't see any right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, a big part of random seed is figuring out where to go on the fly and just coming up with a lot of different ways to get around and find what you're looking for.
Yeah, so we should mention the end goal of this category is defeating the end dragon. Unlike the all achievements run where you want to get all the achievements, this one you have to find the stronghold using ender eyes and beat the final boss.
Yeah, and it's not just a matter of finding the stronghold. Once you do find the stronghold, there's a portal which needs
12 ender eyes. I mean, there's a random chance that each portal
gets filled. Yeah,
gets filled. And,
but the magic number is 12.
Yeah, 12 is the most reliable and consistent.
I really don't know where gravel is. I'm trying to find it. I guess I'll look in the water back in the taiga. So let's see.
The good thing is he has a lot of time to find some of these. So arrows, for example, he won't need those until the very end of the run. So throughout the run, he's going to be looking for gravel.
Okay, there's gravel all the way back here, so I guess I'll get that gravel.
Yeah, it's sort of unfortunate for this gravel here.
Yeah.
Although, so this category is very cycle-based, based on the day-night cycle, because most of this run is contingent on killing Endermen, which only spawn at night. So he has a full 10 minutes before nighttime, so he's a bit of leeway there.
Okay.
Yeah, you need the Enderman because they drop Ender Pearls, which is a key crafting ingredient for the Eyes of Ender item that we mentioned earlier. The other crafting ingredient that you need is Blaze Powder, which you get in the Nether. So he will be going to the Nether probably on the second day.
All right, so somebody call PETA because we're burning pigs.
Yeah, so one thing that's pretty cool and very useful is if a mob that drops food is on fire, it will actually drop the cooked version of its food, which is really nice because we can use a flint and steel to just set a lot of animals on fire and get food really quickly.
Yeah, smelting is very, very slow. So
you'll also notice, you might have been surprised earlier when we listed shears as one of the necessary items for the speedrun. But already he's using these shears to mine leaves, which is a very fast way to get a lot of blocks, which are very important in Minecraft, as it turns out. And also, he's going to be using it to get some wool off of some sheep later.
So the leaves are really good because there's a strat you can use to like kill mobs. There's like a hole you can make, and then it's also useful for like traversing the Nether and the end. Because
I said hell yeah. This is fun. What the fuck, Ryan? Right now, upside down question mark.
I never find it, so I found the first question mark. I used the first question mark I find, so upside down question mark I found.
Do you have the gesture